Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there is green in my stool. Yes, the stuff that came out my rear end is the same color as my green screen. Talk about it. And while I talk about it, I am going to have this strange hippie drink that is supposed to heal the body. It is 40 calories. B vitamins, protein, 6 grams of sugar. Ideally, I would be drinking something without sugar in it at this moment in time. But, well, here we are. And I am also taking some vitamins. This is calcium pyruvate. I don't know how good this stuff is, but I have to finish taking it, so it's pretty old, so I have to kind of overtake it. Calcium pyruvate breaks down into triphosphates in the body. It is a supplement used for muscle recovery. Now, for those of you who are uninitiated, I am consuming something in this video because I am a food blogger, and as a food blogger, I buy things. You know, this is my hobby. And the point of me consuming them in this video is to prevent situations like the one I'm in, ironically, because I want to consume them at a healthy rate without downing them all at once. In addition, for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. If you would be so kind as to comment, like, and subscribe, you'll be doing your part for a better world. Now, I believe I am posting this in like August or September. And I have been trying to have a year's worth of content ready for this channel ahead of time. So I am filming this in November. I am working on this. And November is a time when there's a lot of candy around. And being a food blogger, you know, there's a lot of fast food items that are very sugary. I was injured in a car accident and I am a diabetic. My diabetes is not as bad as it used to be. It's getting quite a lot better. So, you know, I'm not taking the medication anymore because it makes my poop smell funny and I don't seem to need it. I got so depressed that I lost my blood sugar monitor and I'm still trying to find it. So on and so forth. So, you know, this is probably why I'm seeing Green Stool. Now, it's possible that there's something that I'm eating that is giving me green stool, but essentially green stool means that the liver is sick. You could also eat something with some kind of dye in it that makes your stool green. This particular sickly green does look like it's a green. I mean, I've been eating a lot of Brussels sprouts, or more Brussels sprouts than normal lately. I have been working on my meal prep, but, you know, it's one of my big problems is I snack. You know, I have stuff sitting around. It's there. It's quick. It's easy. And it's something I have to stop doing. So it's like, okay, I had some old animal crackers, frosted animal crackers. So, you know, I was just digging into them and their sugar. And then I had some Kit Kat that I hadn't finished off, so I was digging into them. And, you know, I've got candy from Halloween, and I was eating that. And it's even possible, it's not 100%, but it's possible that the darkness of my stool could have something to do with the fact that I ate some black Twizzlers, 2 packages of them, because I love black Twizzlers and I'm depressed. So, yeah, I mean, it's possible that this is not a thing, but it's also possible that it is a thing. And for the sake of my health, I really should cut down on the sugar. So, hence the mud water. And I can tell you my next meal, I'm cooking a turkey and I live alone. So I'm just going to have protein. Being a diabetic, it's very hard for my blood sugar levels to drop low enough for them to be of concern. So, you just sit there and wait for the sugar in your blood to go out. You could have meals of pure protein, and they don't bother you. Okay. Now, I have to make the point that there are times when people go on a protein diet and they get stupid. Your brain runs off sugar. And whereas there is not zero sugar in most proteins, there is not enough to run your brain. So, yeah. I don't know. But here it is. It's like these things were supposed to be taken by 05/2021. All right? They're old. The problem with a lot of dietary supplements is that you're supposed to take them for a reason. All right? Like with calcium pyruvate, the appropriate way to take these things is if you're working out. You should really only take them on days where you're working out. It's supposed to help you with weight management and energy levels. And, it's like I remember my old man started with the calcium pyruvate. He went to the Life Extension Foundation and he was like, yeah, it says take 9 pills at every meal, something like that. And I go, Dad, it says take 2 pills on the bottle. He's like, yes, but you're not going to get the healing effects if you only take 2. You've got to slam those things. It's like, I mean, when you're my age, okay, when you're in your 40s, it's simply normal to be surrounded by things that are old because you're old. And, in your 30s, you try a lot of stuff to try and bring your health up. My old man, he had a huge box of supplements. And, many of them were years outdated. And it's just he didn't want to buy new ones, which was smart because he wasn't taking the old ones. But what good were the old ones? And I mean, it's one of those things about my life in general is I found myself surrounded by things that were outdated and trying to get rid of them. Okay, spilled some of my water here. But I remember when I was a kid, I don't know what they're called, but when you have a New Year's celebration, there are those things you throw, and they're a piece of paper that unravels. They're kind of like confetti, but they're confetti adjacent. They may be a type of confetti, but I don't know. And I remember I had a bunch of those, and I never used them. I stored them, and now I don't know what I was storing them for. I don't think I ever knew what I was storing them for. There was a columnist named Irma Bombeck, I may be pronouncing it around, who had a lot of statements, where she said, I wish I had done this or I wish I had done that. And one of them was, I wish I had used the rose candle before it melted in storage. And that's one of those things about life is that, it's like, what are you saving it for? If you have an event, like, I remember I used to know a guy who went house sitting and he was a drunk, alcohol was his thing. And, he was house sitting and was like, she goes, help yourself to anything you want. And he goes, okay, yeah, got any alcohol? I'm going to get drunk. She says, oh, yeah, sure, alcohol's over there. So, he drinks every last drop of alcohol in the house. And he finds these chocolate alcohol bottles, I'm sure you've seen them. They're a little chocolate shaped like alcohol, and there's alcohol inside, like a booze bottle, and he ate one. He's like, hey, there's alcohol in these. So what he did was he bit the bottom off each one of them and drank the contents and then threw out the chocolate. And when the woman came home that he was house sitting for, she was furious. She's like, I was saving those. You said help yourself. And I mean, he had a point. But it's like, what were you saving those for? I mean, were you going to have a encounter with a man and bring those out and they were supposed to be sexy? Because you can get more of those, I mean, it's like, in this room, I have my Titanic liquor, and I think it's awesome. And I thought maybe I should save this, but it's like, if I really wanted more, I could probably find it. And, it's like, well, what are you saving it for? Your birthday? A party? You want to show it to friends? It's just one of those things. And I mean, I'm going to make this as a statement. I've said this before. My house needs about $100,000 worth of repairs. Okay? Probably more with the changing economy, but I don't have the money. My job doesn't pay that well. My YouTube doesn't pay that well. I made something like $30 in October, And that's the on season. That's when you're supposed to make money on YouTube. And this channel, by the way, did not make any money in October 2024 because it's not monetized. Don't have the subscribers, don't have the hours. I mean, it's getting there. It's getting there. If I keep going the way I'm going, it's getting there. But I mean, it's like, yeah, maybe in another 6 months. So maybe by the time I post this video, I'll be monetized. Maybe in another year, I'll be making enough money for it to be something that would be visible on my taxes. And maybe, 10 years from now, I'd be able to retire from being a security guard and do this for a living. Lord knows what I'll be doing at the time, but, God, man, am I rambling today. But, oh, yes, so I would need to make those repairs pretty much. Well, I mean, look, if I spent $20,000 to make my house nice, I could probably invite friends over. It's like a few carpets. There's a little work on the bathroom that needs to get done, but not a huge amount. And, I mean, I should gut the bathroom because the fittings in there are crap, but that's not the problem. It's just one of those things. So, yeah, I could. I could invite people over after a $20,000 upgrade. And I mean, if I don't mind them seeing my house falling apart, I guess I could, invite people over after cleaning the place up a bit. But, just, what would be the point of me saving alcohol for the advent that I might make $100,000 that I could spend on my house? If I had that kind of green, I would be able to go to the liquor store and buy whatever alcohol I want. And I mean, believe me, there is alcohol. I mean, there was a $300 bottle of alcohol shaped like a dragon, and I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. But I realized, it's just one more thing to get broken. They're not going to stop making them. I mean, I could go on eBay and buy one for much less. There's some people that just drank the alcohol and now they're selling the bottle for $50. But it's like, yeah, I want that, but is it worth $50 if it doesn't have the alcohol in it? I mean, provided that the alcohol company didn't go out of business, I could still probably find that stuff. And I mean, yeah, it would be great to have a party where you roll that sucker out there and we all sit down and we drink what's inside and we have a good time. I would love that. I would love to have a couple of those things, to be honest with you, but that's just not in the cards, So, gone are the days when we could have hope chests. Now, it's rare for us to have hope. So, if you've got that thing you've been saving, my cats are making a noise. If you've got that thing you've been saving, this would be a time to sit down and ask yourself, am I saving it for the right reason? What am I saving it for? Anyway, thank you for sharing this moment with me. I'm Richard. With the grace and stealth of a ninja, Danger Ducky says you should be hitting that like button. Then leave a comment and subscribe if you haven't already, because this channel is awesome and Danger Ducky will find you if you don't.